Hey happy hearts, it is Kylie here today and I'm going to be doing a video that should have been done a week or so ago, but you know, hey, I'm here now. I'm going to be doing, obviously by the title, my January, favorites, my houseplants that have been doing really well for me. So this is not necessarily like my favorite plants, but I'm genuinely showing you guys the plants that are doing really well for me right now here in January, that have done so well for me in January, and I'm excited to show them to you, to kind of give you guys, what's been happening, what's been growing for me sort of view on my plants. So if you're into that, continue watching this video, and I will be sharing with you guys my plants that have been doing great for me. I don't have a specific number on how many plants I'm going to show you guys. I'm just going to kind of go through the plants that I've noticed, throwing out a bunch of new growth for me. So if you are into that, keep watching. I would love to see you guys enjoy this video as much as I enjoy with these videos on YouTube as well. So let's go. Alrighty, so I grabbed my very first plant, and I'm so excited to show you guys this one. So this plant that I'm about to show you guys is a plant that really struggled for me for the beginning, the beginning amount of time that I've owned it for. It just shot up a lot of tendrils. I mean, just shot up like a long tendril and then didn't add any leaves to it. So I was like, okay, so I'm doing something wrong here. And I chopped it back. I'm trying to root them currently. They have done nothing for me. And I probably chopped them, last September or something like that. So I don't think they're going to come to anything. But if they do, that would be really cool. But this plant has... some of you guys have seen some updates on it on my Instagram. So without further ado, my Anthurium cutiquense has just dropped these beautiful, beautiful leaves, you guys. Like, the texture of this plant is immaculate. I kid you not. These are the plants, these are the leaves that it started out with when I first got this plant. I was clearly letting it get dry too often, so any of the leaves that had come through, sorry, I'm just checking the plant. Any leaves that were trying to come through the first time, obviously it wouldn't get enough moisture, so they wouldn't come into fruition. So these ones are absolutely massive. Like, do you see like how thin this is? You can see my thumb on one of the sides if I have it like this. Guys, you can't even see my thumb. Like, my thumb is on half the plant right there, and you can kind of see my thumb. It is so stunning, you guys. Like, I'm just shocked at my own, like, it's surprising to me because I got this from a grower here in Michigan on one of the plant pages. And this is probably my most expensive plant. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't remember exactly when I bought it, but it did nothing for me besides throw out some tall strands, I guess you could say, and no leaves to it. But this is finally popping out, and it just keeps getting bigger every day. It's shocking to me. I'm so excited. It does have a little pregnant belly. I don't know how well I'm gonna be able to show that part to you, because it's on a weird angle right there. If I can zoom in for you guys. Oh, there we go. Right there. She is preggo. So that's really exciting. I'm hoping to get maybe 3 fingers. I like to call them fingers. On the next one. But regardless, I'm just shocked that this one is so massive. It's gonna outgrow my what do you call that? That plant thing that terrarium thing. It's gonna outgrow that. So this one is just absolutely stunning. I had to put her first because, you know, this was like one of the best ones yet. And if you guys don't stay for the whole video, at least you guys get to see the one I'm most excited about. So yeah, Anthurium cuticuense, if I did not say that already, that is the name of this plant. She's a stunner. She's hard to get your hands on. I do suggest if you guys are going to try to get this plant to buy within the state that, or the area that you're in. So like if you're buying from the US, stay in the US. Because this plant, I'm not 100% sure on if it's still going extinct in the wild, but if it is, like, you do not want to be charged. Like, I mean, honestly, nobody should be touching the plants that are out in the wild and chopping them for, you know, a sale. They really shouldn't, but it happens, and I do not want you guys to go and buy a plant that had been chopped from the wild. So with that being said, make sure you, when you're buying or looking at this plant in specific, that you are checking your area to buy it, like your general vicinity. If you live in the States, buy in the States. If you live in Canada, try to buy it in Canada. Or, you know, don't go and, you know, go out of your way to try to find this plant. It is a beautiful plant, but it is very scary for me to even have it, because it's something that, oh my gosh, I'm gonna feel terrible if I kill it, sort of thing. But I am shocked at myself for how beautiful this plant is looking. So I just wanted to share that with you guys in hopes that you guys share my happiness as well, and how exciting this is. This one is definitely a challenge to grow, but I'm thankful that I've been getting it, you know, so far down, and we'll see what the next few months bring. So Anthurium cuticuense, that is my first plant I wanted to show you guys for January favorites. Okay, so for my second January highlighted plant, it would have to be my Hoya AH074. Okay, y'all, do you see her? She cute. This is what you guys saw if you saw my Hoya collection video. But what you didn't see is the new leaves that she just threw out within the past month. Look at that. We got that big, massive, thick girl right there. And then this one, who hasn't fully developed yet, I don't think, or is still looking real cute. She's looking real cute, okay? I don't even know what I'm gonna do with her because she's hanging like this, you know. But yeah, my Hoya AH074. This one, like I said in my previous videos with her featured, she started out as a 2-leaf plant, like so. 1, 2, and then she very quickly, once she got established, grew into this beautiful mother plant that she is today. I have not chopped her. I don't feel like I want to. This was also a gift from my boyfriend. He bought this for me before we even started dating. He spent, I think it was like $70 on the 2 leaves. So this is a plant that I want to just become my massive mother plant, in hopes I never have to cut her. But obviously, like with plants, you know, things can happen and you need to chop them up whenever they're not doing so hot. So I'm really hoping that I'm doing a good job with this plant. It should be watered, I think, because the soil is completely dry. So I think that's what I'm gonna do today. But yeah, so my Hoya AH074 has thrown off 2 super beautiful leaves. Let me see if I can. That is massive leaf number 1. And then there's the other leaf. So if you guys didn't get a very good view of them, like compared to the old leaves, she thick. Do you see that? She thick. She thick. Okay. But yeah, so that is super exciting. I really should chop up this plant just a little bit, but I'm gonna wait until she's done with her growth spurt, so that maybe she'll pop out a new growth spot somewhere in like this area, so she can fill up the whole middle ground of this trellis, because obviously she has gone way too crazy, and this was like one of the tallest trellises I could find for really cheap, so that's what I ended up doing. And now I'm like, now what do I do with her? I don't know what to do with her. I could bend her back and forth, but I'm gonna wait until she's done with her growth spurt to figure out what the heck I'm doing with these strands. And yeah, like, I'm just shocked that she even did this for me. I'm in awe. Like, I thought the leaves that she had previously were massive, but these guys are even bigger. Like, come on, she big. But yeah, so Hoya AH074 definitely needed a spot in my highlighted plants for the month of January, because we're starting off real strong with some really big leaves, you guys. This is just amazing. I am so happy and cannot wait to see what this plant has in store for me this year. I'm getting so excited. Okay, for the next plant, I have the Hoya AH074. Y'all, do you see these? Do you remember if you watched my Hoya like horror video, the one where all my plants were like seemed to be root rotted? That situation, okay? Do you remember this plant? Okay, this from here, from these two leaves that are right by my eyeball, by my nose, those two plants, or those two leaves, were not there before. But do you see all this? Oh my goodness. Okay, so I was supposed to chop this girl up back to trade, and as soon as like I said, yeah, let's trade or whatever, I switched her pot. Okay, I switched her pot to this bigger pot, okay? Now I'm putting the girl on hold because I'm like, I gotta make sure that these all these leaves live, because if not, like, Hoyas will probably just release the leaf, you know, so that it doesn't have to try real hard to produce the leaves when they're trying to root. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to wait. Like, this right here is real important for its growth. So as soon as she's done growing these beautiful leaves, I will end up cutting her and trading. But yes, I'm just shocked. Like, y'all, this girl didn't do anything for me for forever, and she is finally happy, and I'm so excited. This plant could not hold water for the life of it. It was literally always curled and whatnot. Now you can see like the actual, hold on, you can see the actual silver on those leaves now, and she's not sad or anything. This plant already has a weird shape to it, so like this is not because it's underwatered or anything. That's just the way it is. But the fact that it wanted to grow this many leaves all in one time, I'm just shocked. It was ready for it. It was waiting on me to get my crap together in order to finish her growth. So I'm just shocked that this one is so just beautiful. Like, this is insane, you guys. Oh my goodness. So I cannot wait to see what this plant has in store for me for the next month. I cannot wait to see all of these new leaves forming, what they end up looking like, if they have any splash or whatnot. I am just assuming it's going to be a pretty splashy plant regardless, but I don't think it's going to look like some of the other leaves in the base there. But regardless, this is just absolutely amazing. I'm so excited about it, and I hope you guys are excited as much as I am, because she was struggling for a while. So, oh, I forgot to mention, that other plant that you just saw, the Hoya AH074, that one was also a gift from my boyfriend. We did this thing where we'd stay up really late at night and we just watch purges together, and I wanted this cutting so bad that I actually ended up getting second to saying sold. So I obviously didn't win the plant. And then the guy that had hit sold before me said like, oh, well, like he messaged me. He's like, are you okay if I pass this plant, like, is that going to be okay with you? He goes, I actually already have one and I thought it was going to be a different plant. And that's how it was with purges for a long time, where you had to be like, you can't even sit there and look at the plant to see if you really like it. You just got to be like, sold before somebody else. And yeah, so he's like, is it okay if I pass it to you? I'm like, yeah. And so my boyfriend ended up paying for it too, because he was spoiling me. He was spoiling me. Okay, this is another plant that he got me. He got me for Christmas last year. No, not last year. It was the year before that. So 2020? Because, yeah, we're in 2022 now. So it wasn't 2021, it was 2020. He bought me this plant in 2020. So, yeah. Why am I second guessing myself right now? But yeah, so this is the Hoya NOID, and this one stopped doing anything for me right here. If you guys see my Hoya collection video, you guys would know how big this plant was. So I'm just hinting at the fact that, hey, if you check out that plant video, you'd know what these guys look like even then. And then all of a sudden, after I changed the pot that it was in, it started throwing out all of these new leaves. Not as many as the AH074, but definitely quite a few new leaves. I'm so afraid to touch them because I am afraid of them knocking themselves off. But they've got two up here, two right there, and then they skipped this spot. I think I've knocked all of those leaves off, unfortunately, but then it has these ones right here. And they are looking super freaking splashy. I'm excited. So yeah, my Hoya NOID is loving life right now, and I needed to share it with you guys, of course. So here she is. Super excited about this plant. And yeah, cannot wait for the next few months to see where these plants go. Oh my goodness, my excitement is bursting. Literally, you guys don't even understand how excited I am to watch my plants burst with life. Okay, on to the next favorite, or not necessarily favorite, but the plants that are doing really good for me right now. Let's go. Okay, so this is really hard for me to not share the plants that I've already shared, because I've got like a few in mind that I really just want to show you guys, but they are also ones that I've shown you multiple times already, so I'm just gonna be like, okay, let's find something different. So this right here in this little baggie of wonder is actually my Alocasia black velvet corms. So that plant went downhill very quickly, so I'm growing it back from corm, and as you can see, I was not expecting, anything from this plant. I honestly was like, well, I probably really killed it because it sat in the dirt, not being watered, not being touched, nothing for a long time. Even after I moved, like, I didn't touch it. It just stayed in the plant pot, and I was like, you know what? Let me just throw it in sphagnum moss and see, what it does. I actually had spent a lot of time in my plant room when I was off for the 6 weeks for my daughter's healing and whatnot. I spent a lot of time in here trying to work on things that I didn't ever have enough time to do during the work week and whatnot. So this was one of those projects that I decided to take the plant out of dirt and cut off the roots, basically throw the corms back in here, and as you can see, I am growing a whole new Alocasia black velvet in there. I think there was a total of 3 corms, but the fact that I'm seeing 2 spots, 1 and 2, just makes it that much better, because the plant originally was just one plant altogether, and then it was dying on me, and then I was like, well, I'm really sad because that plant was actually very beautiful. So to have this plant kind of coming back for me is just exciting. And I have to thank Wild Fern for this idea, because I probably would have just let that thing go in the trash can if it weren't for her throwing hers in a bag of sphagnum moss and just hoping for the best. Because if it weren't for her, I wouldn't have done this. So thank you, Wild Fern, or just Fern. Thank you, Fern, for that idea, because now my plant is coming back to me and I'm so excited. And yes, so Alocasia Black Velvet is doing wonders right now, and I'm so excited to see where this plant will go. And if I can get it to, holy moly, I see roots all down the bottom here already. Holy moly. Okay, I see you, girl. I see you. Okay, but yeah, so Alocasia Black Velvet is doing wonderful in a baggie right now. So I needed to share her with you because, of course, and you know, I just had to. The next plant that I'm going to be showing you guys is the Hoya Australis Albo Marginata. Now, a lot of people, when they say Hoya Australis, they just think of like the plain Australis Lisa. This is like an Albo Marginata form, I guess you could say. So this is actually quite fuzzy. I don't know exactly how this plant came to, but I do remember saying I really want this plant, and then having somebody recommend another seller to me, and then I ended up with a plant shortly after this. So I did buy this plant. Also, the Black Velvet was a gift from my boyfriend. So having that plant come back to life makes me feel a little bit better, because he bought it for me and it wasn't something that I'm wasting my money on. But anyway, I gotta stop. He has probably bought majority of my plants in my collection. I'm not even gonna lie, I feel very blessed to have a lovely man in my life that treats me absolutely amazing and better than I've ever been treated before. So yes, I'm not trying to brag in any way. I'm gonna just put that little disclaimer out there. I'm not bragging about this in any way. I'm just very blessed, and I feel that it was well deserved after everything I was put through in the past, but we're not gonna go there. So with that being said, this plant I did buy myself. And when I showed her off, I showed her on my plant video that this little leaf, like these 2 little leaves were coming out, and these 2 little leaves were coming out. Yes, baby? What are you doing? I am making a video. Are you gonna come join me? Yeah. Okay. So we're talking about this plant right here. Yeah. So this plant, when I showed you guys last, it had those 2 growth points, and now they're finally coming out with some leaves. I'm super excited to see where this plant is going to go. It has taken a while for this plant to even produce these leaves. I don't know if I should pot it in something a little bigger now or what, but yeah, so this is my Hoya Australis Albo Marginata. So she's a booty, and I'm so excited that she's actually growing for me. So okay, so for my very last plant, I don't want to go, like, I've got so many other plants that I want to share with you guys, but this video is going to be way too long if I tried to show you them all. So I'm going to choose my last plant for you guys to see. And I do want to show you guys one plant after this one. A plant that I forgot I had in my collection. So it would have been part of my Hoya collection, but I completely forgot I even owned it. So I'm going to show you guys that. as well, just to kind of show you guys what it looks like right now and why it looks the way that it does and what's going on with it and everything, because I pulled it out yesterday and I realized I never put this in my Hoya collection video, so you guys are gonna see a exclusive Hoya that nobody else has seen in my collection yet, unless you spotted it in another video that I just never told you what it was, sort of thing. But anyway, this is my last highlighted plant for this month, and this is my Hoya Gray Ghost. Now, a lot of you guys know from my Hoya collection video that this plant was cut from the original plant and it's not been doing good, and you know, we all have our suspicions on what was going on, but I've treated it, everything's good. It just looks like there's some damage to the leaf and whatnot. But look at that, you guys, she is popping out a new leaf. I'm so excited to see this plant growing again, because this plant was from, I believe, Russia. I believe I bought it from Russia. But anyway, yes, so it's finally putting on a new leaf for me. I am so excited to see this plant growing again. I'm hoping to have a big plant of this summer, or just at least bigger than what it is. I just want to see this plant growing happily. It is such a stunning plant with all of that silver on there. I just can't get enough of it. So seeing this plant finally growing for me again is really just exciting. So I had to share with you guys this plant growing again and giving me a little bit more happiness than what it used to. So Hoya Gray Ghost, if I did not already say that, is finally pushing out a new leaf, and I will keep you guys updated on Instagram what this plant ends up looking like, or what the leaf looks like, as soon as it starts to really come together and show its true colors. So Hoya Gray Ghost is definitely on my list for a good reason, because it needed to be. It was probably, you know, it was either thrips or some sort of pest getting to it and causing that other leaf some damage and whatnot. So to see it finally thriving again is just amazing, and I'm excited. So I had to share it. And for the last plant that is not necessarily a favorite of mine right now, it is not looking too hot, and I'm sorry that this one's being added to the favorites video, but I want to show you guys, just in case it dies on me at some point, that this is what I had this plant at some point. So this is my Hoya Ricottaverigata bordata. I don't know. I'm gonna show you guys the back so you guys can see the name of it. Yes, that is the name. This is the plant. It had 3 leaves on it, you guys. 1, 2, and then 3. Okay, so what happened was I had a snail problem. And I know one of you guys saw that in one of my videos. Oh my god, there's a snail, sort of thing. I had a snail problem, and I noticed the other day there was another snail sitting on this plant, and so I immediately took the plant back out. And the other leaf that was on there, I think I have a picture of it. If I do, I'll put it in there real quick. But it was right here, and it just looked diseased. I ripped that off. It came off all mushy and gross, and now I've got this one leafer right here, and I don't even know what I'm gonna do, because I can't put it in my plant room. I can't keep it in here, especially if there's snails on it and whatnot. But I also don't really have a spot for it in my house, because my dog Diesel likes to chew up this bark. So I've had a few orchids that have been just tore up to pieces because they were on bark like this, and he got a hold of them. So yeah, I have checked, like I pulled the string off this guy and I checked underneath it to see if I could see any, you know, remnants of a snail, or if I could see any, like, anything that had to do with a snail. I tried to remove it, It does look like there is a little growth point, which I'm not even gonna, I don't even think I can show you guys because it is gonna be so hard to see. But yeah, this is what I've got left of this guy. Not doing so hot, but if it comes back, I'm gonna be so excited. This one I bought like this. So this plant is kind of just already been plastered on here, and I was hoping to chop and prop it once it got enough, but every new leaf that it popped off was eaten and destroyed by snails. So this is what I've got left of her, and I'm hoping that I can bring it back to life. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So that is my Hoya Ricottaverigata. I don't know how to pronounce that, but this plant right here, that's what she is. And yeah, so I just wanted to share this Hoya with you guys because I don't think I've ever shown it before, and I've had it for quite some time. So yeah, coffee break. Alrighty guys, so that is the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope it put a smile to your face in some way. I'm really excited when my plants are thriving for me. It makes me happy, and I just couldn't wait to share these plants with you guys. So of course, I had to make this video right now. And because it's almost February, I needed to make it sooner than later because it needed to go up in January. It is my January plants, you know? So yeah, I would love to hear what plants are doing really well in your collection. So definitely comment down below if you have any plants in your collection that are thriving, that are throwing new big leaves, or doing something that excites you this month. Comment them down below. I'd love to hear what plants are doing good for you. And if you liked this video, hit that thumbs up button because I'd really appreciate it. Yeah, I have a video planned to come up in February, so stay tuned for that because that one will be a little different than my normal content. It's got to be Valentine's themed, so of course it will have something to do with my boyfriend. So if you want to kind of meet him, or you know, actually I guess hear him, because in the only video he's in, he was very silent, and I remember editing that part, going, do you even want me to put this in the video? He's like, I don't care. So, if you guys want to, I guess, meet my boyfriend in the next video, go ahead and subscribe so you guys know when that video will be posted. If you hit the notification bell, it'll actually notify you when that video is posted. So if you guys want to do that, that's up to you. I don't mind. But anyway, so if you aren't already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel so that way you can see this little buggy. Yeah, this little buggy whenever you guys want, because she will be in almost all my videos, of course. Huh. Okay, she's playing on the rocks in here. Oh, sorry, Buggy. Did you know this is your birthstone? Mm-hmm. This one and this one? Her birthstone is amethyst. So I have a ton, like literally a ton of amethyst stones all throughout my house because that is her birthstone. If you guys want to get to know my boyfriend, you can go ahead and throw some comments down below, like questions asking, like, you know, how we met, whatever. If that interests you, I can make a video like that. But if you have any other video ideas for, you know, me, my family, my little family, go ahead and leave the comment down below. I'd love to kind of get into those kind of videos at some point, you know, getting to know us and everything about us. So if you guys have any questions about me, my family, whatever you want, go ahead and ask them down below, and I will, you know, start writing them down for a future video. That would be great. But yeah, so I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your January, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!
Bye, happy hearts!
Say see you next time!
See you next time!
Bye!
Bye!